Good morning. You're listening to
Widdle on the radio.
Broadcasting live from our mobile van to you by me, Doug Wormsley, and by
me, Janet Lent.
Lent with an L. Right, bringing you all the news, entertainment and gossip from Upper Widdle, Middle Widdle, and of course, not forgetting 3, 2, 1
Lower Widdle.
Lower Widdle. Yeah, you just came in a little bit early there.
I didn't. I counted 2.
No, it was 3. We counted 3, and then we. It doesn't matter. We'll do it better. We'll do it later on. But that's right. So no, thank you, Janet. Right, and today, of course, we're parked up outside Mr. and Mrs. Chadley's pig farm in Middle Widdle, aren't we, Janet?
Oh, we are, Dougie, and it's so lovely, everybody, because we're sitting here looking out the window, and all we can see are these lovely little piggy wiggies running around everywhere.
They're having fun out there, aren't they?
They are having fun.
And they're surprisingly pretty, aren't they?
Gorgeous.
I was quite surprised how attractive piggies can be, because actually what's ironic about that is that when I turned up this morning and unlocked the van and came in here, I did notice it was quite whiffy. It was quite smelly.
Yeah, but what do you expect? They're piggy wigs.
Well, I know.
They don't put perfume on in the morning, do they?
No, that's true. I suppose it's quite a contrast between that really pungent bad smell and that lovely smell in the morning when you're frying up a nice bit of bacon. Oh, I love that smell. Don't you, listeners? The smell of crispy bacon and
Dougie, don't do that.
What? Don't do what? What?
I'm vegetarian, Dougie.
God,
you know that.
I'm sorry, Janet. I'm sorry.
I don't
sorry.
Eat flesh.
No, I feel. No, I'm sorry about that, everyone. Not everybody likes bacon,
no.
do they, listeners?
No,
and
they don't.
Janet definitely doesn't like bacon. So,
should we get on?
Let's move on. Okay, so it's now time for
Upper Middle, Lower Widdle news and views.
So, Janet, what's the news?
Well, Dougie, I was having a quickie down in the Dirty Widdler the other night.
Quickie?
A pint.
Oh, right, yeah.
And there was talk in there of intruders down at Buttercup Cottage in Lower Widdle.
Oh my goodness, intruders, proper intruders, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, apparently, old Mrs. Wesley, who lives down there, says there was this group of blokes with big sticks and big boots.
Big sticks and big boots? Well, I never... So, did they have anything else?
Well, I think they was wearing bobble hats from what they were saying. And there was all, as they was walking along, they was just jamming these sticks into the ground and making dirty great holes everywhere.
Well, that's right. Right, it's awful, isn't it? It's that sort of intruder behaviour. Just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Dougie, they knew what they was doing because they had a map.
They had a map? Right. And by any chance, these boots, were they, they weren't hiking boots, were they?
Yeah, they were. That's what they said.
Oh, hiking boots.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So I have to say, Janet, it does sound like, because you mentioned the map and the bubble hat and the hiking boots, it does sound like they're more likely to be ramblers rather than intruders. There is a public footpath that goes right past Mrs. Wesley's house, so that makes more sense, doesn't it?
I know that. They were ramblers, Dougie.
Right.
But Mrs. Wesley claims that they went from being ramblers to being intruders when they veered off the path and intruded all the way up her garden.
Oh, I see, right. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
And she's very distraught about it because they've made hell of a mess, apparently. But if you ask me, Doug, I don't know what she's whinging on about because it's her own fault.
Is it? Ooh, why is that then, Janet?
Well, the problem is, Doug, a bush. Mrs. Wesley's got a big bush.
Oh, has she?
And it's prickly one as well.
Oh, no, that's nasty.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Well, you see, her husband used to trim it for her. But since he's died, she's let it go. And so it's all over the place now.
Oh, my goodness. So that's why the ramblers veered off course then?
Exactly, because you're supposed to go straight up.
Right,
But because her bush is so dense, they couldn't do that, so they had to go round it.
Right, yeah.
And consequently, they ended up intruding all over her garden.
Oh, I see. I can see that happens. So what can the lower Widdlers do to help, Janet?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, Dougie, I think Mrs. Wesley needs a lot of help. So maybe we could just put out a quick appeal for volunteers to help her get her bush back into shape. And then she can manage it herself.
Oh, an appeal. No, I do like the sound of an appeal because I quite like doing those. Okay, so we're now going to do an official appeal for Mrs. Wesley. So listeners, if you have a spare few hours and would like to help Mrs. Wesley win back control of her bush, then do email Janet on
Janet Lunt 27854903892147596 at gmail.com.
That's right, and that's Janet Lunt. Okay. Well, we need to move things on now, and I think you've got to go somewhere, haven't you, Janet?
Yeah, well, I'm going to do my roving.
Are you going to do some roving?
My roving.
So where are you going to rove?
I don't know. That's the thing, listeners. I'm going to do my roving, and you never know where I'm going to go. So if you see me in my red coat, come and say hello, and we'll have a chat.
Yeah. Don't forget your microphone because you're going to report back to us, aren't you?
I did that last time.
I know, and you turned up and you had nothing to speak into, did you? All right. Yeah, get your willies on.
Okay.
Right. Open it. That's it. Give it a good tug. Give it a good tug.
Oh God, it's so stiff.
Give it a good tug. Don't kick it. Just tug it. Tug it. Pull it up. Widdle on the radio.
Whittle on the radio.
Widdle on the radio.
Whittle on the radio.
Widdle on the radio.
Whittle on the radio.
Whittle on the radio. Really sticky, isn't it? All right. Bye-bye now. Right then, so Janet has left the building. Or rather, the van.
Roving reporter on the road again. Roving reporter, where, what, how and when.
Right, so now it's time to find out where Janet has got to and where she's going to be doing her reporting from. So, call in Janet. Can you hear me, Janet?
Hello, Dougie. This is Janet.
Hello, Janet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
No, you speak. You speak now.
I am. Can you hear me?
I can, but
Okay.
So we're speaking over each other. So could just
Right.
you speak now.
Well, I was.
Well, okay, go over to you, Janet,
Well,
about
yeah,
your reporting. So,
yeah.
what have you found?
Well, I'm down here at the allotments at the moment. There's not a fat lot going on, to be honest with you, Dougie. Everybody seems to be doing other things today, but I see Mr. Thompson over here.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to go and have a quick word with him.
Oh, in the allotments.
Because he's always about doing his vegetables.
Oh, right.
Mr. Thompson! Mr. Thompson! Woo! Mr. Thompson! Hello? Hello, Mr. Thompson. I'm Janet from Widdle on the radio. Hello, what are you doing there? Now, what have you got in your hand there, Mr. Thompson? It's a what? Oh, it's a courgette. Well, don't put it in my face, thank you. Do you want me to take a bite out of it? Pardon? Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Oh,
Right, I think, Janet, I think we better leave it there.
yeah, I think thanks, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I don't think it's a good time for him.
Right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to carry on up now
Yeah,
past
that's-
the allotment.
Right.
Oh no!
What?
Oh, it's the bins.
What's happened to the bins?
Well, it's number 12 again, isn't it? They've put their blue bin out,
Right.
which is plastics and recyclables.
Yeah.
And they're collecting the green bins this week, which is household waste.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they did this a few weeks ago, and they had their house full of their rubbish, and it was stinking the place out.
Right.
And they're going to do it again. They've got to
Right.
understand that the green household waste is only collected once every 2 weeks.
Right.
Everybody else has got their green bins
Okay,
out.
Janet. All right,
For
all
goodness
right.
sake.
Janet, it's all right. Sometimes it sounds like you're taking it very personally.
Well,
and
no, because it smells, Dougie.
yeah, I understand that. I
and
understand
it's,
that.
it's...
And I don't think we should actually say the number of the house either,
Well,
because
no,
this
but
is
it
going out.
attracts the flies, Dougie.
Sure,
it
Janet,
attracts the flies.
I know. Janet, don't.
It smells horrible.
Yeah, I know. You're having one of your attacks, though, aren't you? Just step away from the bins. You're having one of your attacks, aren't you? Step away from the bins. Step away.
Cross the road, Dougie.
Just cross the road. Okay.
Right, I'm
Calm
outside
down.
the Grange now.
Right, that's
Dickie.
good. Just breathe.
I'm all right,
That's
all right.
right. I know it's quite. Oh, that's
Now,
well.
there's a
Okay.
strange sign outside here, Dickie. The Grange have put in a planning application
Yes.
for
Right.
an underground development.
An underground development is quite interesting, isn't it?
That's very strange, isn't it?
Well, that's never happened before. I think in the Widdles, we've never had people trying to put in underground developments. Oh, I tell you what, Janet, I think maybe that's one for the Widdlers to get into contact with us about, and maybe make suggestions, the sort of thing that they think it's.
It is.
What do they think this underground thing is?
That's a great idea. Come on, listeners.
Come on,
Email
listeners.
in.
That's right. So, Janet, maybe you can remind them of the email address, of course.
Yes, it's Janet Lund 2785459038921475996@gmail.com.
Excellent. Okay, thank you for that. Right, so I think it's time to for you to come back.
Yeah, I'm on my way. See you, Mr. Thompson.
Right, okay, and that was Janet and Mr. Thompson, of course, and some bins. Right, okay, moving on.
Widdle on the radio.
Right, let's see.
Who are we talking to today? Who are we talking to today?
Today we're talking to Joan von Sorwarts. Now, Joan was a very upstanding member of the Upper Widdle community, a key member of the WI, the Rose Association, and of course secretary of the WD40, which stands for the Widdles Dramatic Society for the over 40s. So and here she is Joan. Joan.
Hello?
Give it a shove. Sorry, it's just there we go.
Joan, come here.
Here we go.
Sorry, I've had to bring him in with me because I can't leave him outside. Peter, sit.
Oh, there's Peter. Oh, he's lovely, isn't he? He's lovely, Peter.
Well,
isn't
he's
he?
dribbling. Peter. Peter,
No,
now.
it's all right. No, there's
Lie down. Peter, get down. Good.
Right. Oh, he's a lovely dog, isn't he?
So
So
lovely.
the special guest the
Peter.
special. Oh, hang on. He's quite lively, isn't he?
He's very lively. He's very lively. He's not terribly well. Peter!
Right.
Peter, come back here now!
No, that's okay.
Come back and sit down.
What's he got there? Is that?
Well, he's got a bone to try and keep him a little bit calm,
Right,
but it's
okay.
not really working.
No, I
very
don't think
much.
that's the phone. I actually think that's Janet's mobile phone.
Oh,
Maybe you could
God.
just get it off her.
No.
She should have that with her, to be honest.
Give it back.
Come on.
Drop it, you
Oh,
naughty
there we
boy.
go.
Drop it.
Oh, it's very exciting, isn't it?
God, I'm afraid he's
Ooh.
twiddled off the end. Look at it.
Oh, right.
So
Well,
I don't
that's
think
all right.
Janet's going to be too happy, is she?
Well, never mind. Oh
So,
dear. Oh
anyway,
dear.
he's lying down. He's still.
We're getting to know Joan, and not just Joan today, because we're going to get to know also Joan's love for dogs. And you brought with you today your dog,
It's a Dalmatian. as you say.
Dalmatian. Now,
Peter,
so
come on.
let's talk a bit. Let's talk a little bit about you, Joan, because we
Ow! Peter!
right. Okay.
Oh, God, he does that. He's got my shoe again. It's gone straight through.
All right. Are you okay? Do you want a plaster for that? Do you need
it's
it?
all right.
Are you
Don't
sure
worry
that
about it.
it's-
Don't worry
I
about it. It's
actually-
happened before.
I think he's actually that's bleeding a little bit, isn't it?
It is
I've got
bleeding,
some
yeah,
plasters
but
here in my
don't worry, don't
box
worry.
over. I got some.
Don't worry.
If you want to put this one of these
Yeah, he does
of
it
these
all the time.
plasters on here, it's all right. It's better. It's only because that
Thank
actually looks
you.
quite deep, doesn't it? Looks quite
Well,
deep.
it's making a bit of a mess of your van
No, that's all
floor,
right.
I'm
It's all right. It's not very.
afraid. So, there we go.
Yeah, all right. You're
Peter,
right.
get down. Stop.
Right. So
Sit.
okay.
Sit.
Okay. There we
Now
go.
stay there.
Okay, that's a nice dog. You just keep. There we go. Now,
Finally.
all a bit jittery here now. Let's talk more about you, Joan, because obviously this is about getting to know you.
Peter,
Yes, that's good.
Down.
Now, maybe I just get one
Down.
little question in about
down. Good boy.
one. Lovely. Now he's settled down nicely now, hasn't he?
Well,
He's-
for the time being.
yeah, right. Just one little question.
Oh
here.
God, no! He's making a mess. I'm going to
No.
have to do this another time.
Right,
I'm
okay,
Sorry.
yep.
Have you got any bags?
Yeah, I
Take
got
the
some.
bags
Very,
or
just
something.
have a look at the back.
Make an
Oh,
awful
the back of the van there. That's
Right.
that's all right. You choose that.
Get out!
Middle Widdle.
Well, we didn't really get to know much about Joan so much as Peter, I think. And obviously Peter's quite a lively dog, I think. Good. Widdle on the radio.
Widdle on the radio.
Widdle on the radio.
Widdle on the radio.
on the radio.
Widdle on the radio.
Widdle on the radio. Right, so Janet has now joined us again back in the studio. Good to have you back, Janet.
Thank you, Dougie.
And I do believe that we've had quite a few emails.
Oh, we've had loads of emails, Dougie. We've had one here from Mr. Hodgson at Crannock Way in Lower Middle, and he's kindly emailed in saying that he'd have loved to have a crack at Mrs. Wesley's bush.
Oh, right. Well,
that's nice.
What a lovely kind offer there from Mr. Hodgson. Oh, that's
and
lovely.
there's a few emails now regarding the underground development.
Ah, right.
Suggestions range from a nuclear fallout shelter.
Right.
That's quite a possibility,
Well,
isn't it?
It would be for sort of a rich person. They probably have one of those, isn't they?
And there's another one from Danny Welsh from Middle Widdle who thinks it might be a bat cave.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
Could you imagine that? A great big bat cord driving through the Widdles and somebody in an outfit pretending to be Batman going in his bat cave.
Oh, I know. That's tickled you, isn't it? That's tickled you, isn't it? Let's just put it back a bit. Just put it back.
Well, it's funny.
I know it is funny. It tickled me too. But just put it back a little bit because I know. Just because we need to move on.
Sorry. Mrs. Sanderson from Elmsgrove in Upper Widdle thinks that it might be a cattery.
Right.
She went past there the other day and saw at least 2 cats in the garden, she says.
Right. I don't think that 2 cats necessarily make a cattery, and they haven't actually started building anything there yet, so dear.
It's a bit worrying, isn't it?
Well, I to be honest with you, Janet, I think that's extremely speculative. No offence to Mrs. Sanderson, of course, but
well, what if she's right? I mean, if she is, then what about Colin? Yeah, Colin at Colin's Cattery down at Lower Widdle.
Oh,
now that would be a threat to his business, that would, because there's no room in the Widdles for 2 catteries.
Right, yeah, but again, Jenna, I think we're jumping the gun a little bit there. In my opinion, I think it's more likely to be a bat cave than a cattery.
Yeah, probably. And actually, I think I'd prefer the idea of a bat cave.
Yeah.
I'd quite like to dress up as a bat.
Right. Yeah, of course you are. I know. Put it back in. That's just no. It's fun. We are having fun, but just we need to move on.
Situations vacant.
Right, Janet. So, what situations do we have this week?
Well, Dougie, Marjorie at the village stores in Upper Widdle has contacted us to say that she's got a vacancy for a shop assistant.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's for next Thursday for 1.5 hour between 4:30 and 5.
Right.
She's got to pop to the doctors.
Right.
£2.50 an hour, and she's looking for someone presentable and friendly with a degree maybe in business or marketing or some such, and if they could send her their CV with a minimum of 3 references.
Right, okay, so that's £2.50 an hour, that's £1.25 for that job. Oh, right, okay, that's interesting.
And there's more emails coming in now about this underground development. I think we've stirred up quite a hornet's nest.
I think we have. Oh, my goodness.
Quite a few of our listeners are worried, like I am, about a cattery opening up. Because it'll be competition for Colin's Cattery, and there's 1 or 2 here saying they're worried about the noise issue and an increase in traffic with cat owners dropping off their cats.
Right,
that's a point, isn't it?
Well, it is a point, and it would be a good point if we knew for certain that there actually is going to be a cattery there. But can I just say at this point, this is purely speculation. We've just put it out there, asking people what they think. But
I would point out as well, there are quite a few people allergic to cats.
Right, that's a good point. But once again, I'd also like to point out, Janet, that nothing is confirmed about there being any kind of cattery there.
Oh, hang on. Somebody here suggested that it might be an animal testing centre, Dougie.
Right.
Oh no, we're not having that.
No.
No, we're not having that.
No, I know. I'm sure we're not going to have that.
I don't want animals to be tested on in the village.
Janet, don't worry. No, it's just speculation.
No,
it doesn't mean we're going to have an animal testing centre. Janet,
they're always really secretive about things like that, aren't they? And then they just go ahead and do it, and before you know it, there's all these animals just in cages.
Put it back. I know.
I know, but
no, Janet,
look at all these little piggy wigs here.
I know. You've got yourself yourself in a bit of a state here, haven't you, today?
No,
I think it was the piggies and the cats, and now the testing.
Oh,
Now,
Dougie.
Janet, can I just say to everybody out there, I'm absolutely sure there's no chance it's going to be an animal testing centre.
Well, I tell you something, just in case it is, I
Right.
would say to all listeners to get out there with a placard outside the Grange and picket and demand to know what it is
Right.
and be anti and activisty about it.
Right, okay, I think actually it might be time for this.
Upcoming events.
Right, so Janet, what events are coming up?
Well,
Are you right? You okay?
Yeah, it's just
I know.
upset me, that.
I know. But you right to do this bit? Do you want me to do it? All right,
I'll
okay.
soldier on.
Right, okay. So
all right.
Janet, yeah.
well, Lord Thrupp's big tree fell down on his land last year in that
Oh
storm.
yeah, of course, yeah.
And ever
yeah.
since he's been unhappy with his view because he can see all the housing association down at Lower Widdle.
Yes,
And he wants
right.
to erect a screen so that he can get a nice tree painted on it.
Oh,
And
yes, of
so
course,
we can't see
right.
them anymore.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we've put together the idea for a fun run.
Oh,
And we're
Ooh.
going to be doing that on Saturday,
right.
which is a themed run, and it's running in flippers.
Oh, flippers!
Yeah.
That does sound fun.
Yeah, I think if it rains, it'll be quite a laugh. So,
Oh yeah. It'll help,
it'll
won't
be
it?
starting if everybody wants to gather outside the village shop in Upper Widdle,
Right.
and then we'll be running down the B45 onto the motorway, and we'll be keeping on the hard shoulder of the motorway up to the next junction, and then it doubles back round on the B491, I think it is,
Right.
back into the village and finish up at the shop.
Right. That for a fun run, that does seem quite a long way, to be honest. I mean, if you're getting onto that junction and you're coming off of the next junction on the motorway, I mean, roughly, I presume that's about 25 miles, isn't it?
But, it's fun, isn't it? And, if anyone gets into any trouble, there's that phone on that stretch anyway.
What, the stretch of the motorway?
Yeah.
Right. I think isn't that just mainly for the AA or RAC people?
I'm sure they won't mind.
Oh right, no.
I'm sure they won't mind. There'll be enough people, to be honest, Dougie, so
Right.
there'll be plenty of people to help out if
Right,
anything.
okay.
I shouldn't imagine anything will
Right.
go wrong.
Okay. So that's the fun run. Now.
And there's more emails coming in about this animal testing centre
well,
again, Dougie.
don't look at them, Janet.
But
Don't.
everybody's getting really angry.
I know.
In fact, they're starting to picket now outside the house.
Right.
Right.
Well, I think that's just,
I think
to be honest, it's gone a bit daft now, to be
No,
honest.
I'm glad they're doing that
No.
because you can't get away with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You just can't.
I'd just like to say that really, there's absolutely no. Everyone should calm down. There's absolutely no possibility.
You can't tell people to calm down, Dougie,
Right.
because that's something that people get really passionate about.
Right,
and
I know.
I'm passionate about it.
Yeah, right.
And that would
Okay, all right. I know,
really
Janet.
upset.
All right. Okay, pull it back. Hang on. Right. I think it might be time for birthdays.
Birthday, birthday. Is it your birthday day today?
Right. So, Janet, who's had a birthday?
Nobody's even had a birthday, Dougie.
Right. So, no birthdays this week. Then everyone. I'm sure there'll be birthdays next week. Right, but anyway, thank you everyone for. Right, okay, Janet, breathe. No, through the nose. Just bend over. Right, just stay there. I'll just finish the show. Okay, stay there. Right, so thank you everyone for listening to today. It's been lovely having all your emails and all your comments. And no, just keep. That's it. Through your nose. And we look forward to doing this again for you next time. So thank you. You've been listening to me, Doug Wormsley, and of course you've been listening to to Janet. Okay, thank you for listening and goodbye. Sit you. For goodness sake.
Lower Widdle.
Come on.
Birthday.
Oh, for fuck's
Widdle on the radio. Widdle on the Radio is sponsored this week by Ron's Guttering Clearance Services.